Hello, good day, and welcome to Lena Media TV editorial. I am Victoria, broadcasting from Canada, and these are the top stories. U.S. Alarmed report of atrocities in Ethiopia Tigray region. Humanitarians urge actions to avert famine in Somalia and South Sudan. Bringing you this in detail after a short break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back from that short break. Now, news in detail. The United States expressed concern Friday about a report of ethnically motivated atrocity in Ethiopia Tigray region. They note with the utmost alarm that thousands of Ethiopians of Tigray ethnicity reportedly continue to be detained arbitrarily in life-threatening conditions in Western Tigray. State Department spokesman Ned Price said in statement. He said the United States was deeply troubled by the recent finding of a joint report by two leading human rights groups, Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, which have found the violence in the region amounted to ethnic cleansing. Report chronicle abuse by forces from the Amhara region, aided by government troops and militia groups. It said hundreds of civilians in Western Tigray had been forced from their homes through threat, sexual violence, denial of aid, and unlawful killings. It also found evidence of death in detention facilities across Western Tigray and gang rape by security forces. Researchers said they based their finding on an interview with more than 500 residents of Western Tigray. Ethiopian government was saying it would carefully examine the report, also criticized it for being one-sided. The conflict in Tigray began in late 2020 between the Ethiopian federal government and local military force, the Tigray People Liberation Front, and has since escalated into civil war that has forced 2 million people from their homes. Ethnic tensions between the region, Amhara and Tigray communities have spanned a decade. The United States ordered the immediate release of people detained arbitrarily in Western Tigray and demanded international monitors be granted access to all detention facilities according to Price. It is U.S. position that there be credible investigation into and accountability for atrocities committed by any party to the conflict. Aid agencies have struggled to gain access to the millions in need of humanitarian assistance in Tigray because of restrictions by the government and military group. The United Nations and humanitarian partners have not been able to move any further aid into Tigray by road since April 2nd. UN spokesperson Stephen Dujarric said the April convoy arrival was the first time UN supplies has entered Tigray by road since mid-December. Dujarric said food had reached only 1.2 million out of a target of 5.2 million people who should be receiving food aid in the region. Moving on to the next story, humanitarian urge action to avert famine in Somalia and South Sudan. The alert from the World Food Programme and Food and Agriculture Organization followed the latest food security assessment, which showed that 6 million people in Somalia will face acute food insecurity in the coming months unless the rain comes. That is almost double number at the start of the year, said Lara Fossil, WFP Deputy Country Director in Somalia, who noted that Somalia last endured famine in 2011 and only narrowly avoided it in 2016 to 2017 thanks to prompt humanitarian intervention. The situation is equally devastating in South Sudan, where 2/3 of the country will likely face hunger between May and July of this year, said Mishra, FAO representative in South Sudan, speaking Yazun from Juba. In terms of actual numbers, that means this is about 7.74 million people. This is the highest number ever recorded. Famine was declared in two countries of South Sudan in 2017, although prompt international assistance prevented the situation from deteriorating further, citing the latest IPC data on food insecurity across South Sudan. Mr. Malo noted that 1.34 million children are malnourished severely, and over 600,000 pregnant and lactating mothers are malnourished this year. The drivers of chronic food insecurity in South Sudan include the civil war that started in 2013 and ended in 2020. It caused widespread destruction, death, and displacement, leaving 2 million people internally displaced and another 2.3 million as refugees in neighboring countries. This is where I end the editorial on Alena Media TV. I am Victoria, and thanks for watching.